Learning to adapt can be, and it is a skill for a lifetime. And skills can be learned. They can. We are all the time adapting. Every day something is going on in our lives that we must adapt. You must adapt to the economy. We must adapt to prices raising up. We must adapt to technology. We must adapt to being our own bosses. We must adapt to social media if we are promoting ourselves, our businesses online. I'll never forget a day my mom once told me, your father doesn't like change. And I was like, oh my God, yes. He doesn't change. If there's something on a chair that he is sitting on every day or 3 times a day, he would be mad. If he's not able to make himself coffee every day around 6 p.m., he's out of, he's not good. Imagine a life being bad at everything. Not bad, mad. Mad about everything and everyone. That's not a life really worth living. I don't want to be like that. I know people behaved poorly to me, and I tried to adapt. And to adapt, I mean, I was just quiet. Okay, they responded this way, they were behaving this way. I am not going to feed that energy, and I adapted. Someone treated you poorly and you responded poorly back at them. You just fed that poor behavior. You must do the opposite. The opposite. We must learn to adapt, to adapt, to adapt how we should adapt. And life is full of changes, I started over many times. And I adapted. I was in another countries. I traveled, things happened, and here I am, survived, healthy, and thriving. And there are some people that are not healthy and thriving because they were refusing to adapt, refusing. And what we should do is to accept, here I am, where I am. I'm going to make the best of it. I know I can, and I will. I will find a way. This morning I needed to go, and I went to a doctor, and I knew I needed to bring some papers from before. And yesterday, the entire Sunday, I was looking for these papers and I couldn't find them. I couldn't find. And I'm very I mind my stuff. I know where my stuff is. And I couldn't find them. And this morning when I woke up, I was like, maybe I left my papers in this same exact hospital last week because I was there last week. And I knew I was not going to look for these papers before my appointment, but after. And I went to my appointment anyways, and I explained I only have this healthcare card. That's it. And they were like, okay, no problem. And I went to every and each place I was last week, and I finally found on the last destination that was in drugstore. I bought there only a hair dye. That's it, and I left the papers on a cash register. This is to teach you how you need to learn to adapt and not be mad at yourself. We are all making mistakes, and this is life, you guys. This is life. There are so much going on in the world right now. How do you expect from yourself to be grounded, to be calm, to be peaceful all the time? We cannot do that. We cannot. And so accept it and learn to live with it, to take time for yourself, to make time for yourself, to do whatever feels right to do. If you're in a transition season like I am, this year I moved to a bigger city. I changed everything again. Any kind of transition, any kind of change, big or small, doesn't matter. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself and to yourself. Not just kind to others, to your coworkers, to your parents, to your friends, but within to yourself. Please, please be kind. Believe, have rest, relax, read, study, do whatever your heart and your soul and your body needs. Give it that to them, okay? Give it. We can and we will thrive so much quicker if we learn to adapt, if we try to adapt. Having, let's say, no money, adapt, but also know that this is not a way to live. This is not a way to live. Living paycheck to paycheck. No, that is like surviving, and nobody wants that. Nobody deserves that. We all want to and should live in abundance. And the first step to change for a better is adoption and acceptance. Accept. I really hope this helped you.